Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp after another fantastic and memorable NBA Finals game here in these NBA Finals between the Cavs and the Warriors. It's time to take a look at some Game 3 line movement and see where these lines could end up here within the next 36 hours before game time. Taking a look at it, of course, starting with the total, the under has been a pretty good bet so far. Even though it's only 1-1, it would have cashed him in 2-0 if it wasn't for game number 1 going into overtime. And despite game number 2 going into overtime, it's still cashed easily, and now the total is dropping from all the way from 202.5 in game 1, 199 in game 2, all the way down to 194.5 points in Cleveland for game number 3. The Cavs have really been playing a grinded out style of defense here in this series. Matthew Dellavedova and Tristan Thompson being inserted in the starting lineup for Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love has had a huge factor on the Cleveland Cavaliers defense, and the total now looking like it's still going to stick lower and lower in this series until the jump shots start falling for Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Curry has been shooting the ball very poorly so far, but as we know from these jump shot shooting teams, lots of things could happen here to make the improvement of the shooting percentages very quickly turn around here heading back to Cleveland. So the under, continuing to bet the under does scare me just a little bit here for game number 3. However, I wouldn't expect the total to move too much from where it's at right now to 194 to 194.5, which is where it seems to be sitting right now. If anything, I bet it goes up another half point or a full point, backed up to 195 before Tuesday evening's game. But that would mean that we would need some overbettors to put some faith in the Golden State Warriors jump shots to start falling a little bit more heading into that. Now the spread, a little bit more interesting because before game number 2 ended, we had a couple of sportsbooks open up the line at -1.5 in favor of Cleveland. Now, it has dropped just a little bit at some sportsbooks. Most of the books seem to be averaging out to about -1 right now. Even a couple books like GT Bets have it as a pick'em at even -110 odds. So I do expect to probably jump around just a little bit. If more people jumping back onto the Cleveland Cavaliers bandwagon after that incredible game number 2 performance, you could see the line jump back up to -1.5. Possibly even -2 if enough people believe in LeBron James and the Cavaliers to make this quick turnaround at home and come back and play a very good game in game number 3. But as I mentioned in a couple other videos today, the jump shots will start falling for this Golden State Warriors team. They're too good of a shooting team for them to continue missing, especially Stephen Curry, who's shooting extremely poorly from the field so far in this series. If his shots start falling, if Matthew Dellavedova's defense relaxes just a little bit, despite him limiting limiting Stephen Curry to only 5 of 23 from the field in game number 2, you could see the spread in this one be actually a pretty good bet on the underdog in this Golden State Warriors. However, that'll do it for me this time. Make sure you check out some of my other NBA Finals videos as well as predictions heading into tomorrow's game number 3. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.